Kyrie Irving is back as a part-time player, so that means he won't play tonight at home. But the Nets and the Bucks, they sit at 2 and 3 respectively in the East. So are those teams, Jalen, on a collision course to meet in the conference finals?
They are, and I'm picking I'm taking the Nets to actually be the best team in the Eastern Conference, even though Kyrie Irving is a part-time player. I'll tell you why. The East has actually been a revolving door here recently. You remember 4 or 5 years ago when we felt like the Celtics and the Sixers were knocking on the door to win the East? Well, they haven't gotten closer. Since then, the Raptors won the championship. The Heat won the East. The Bucks won the championship. Now you put your big three together, the Nets, it's their turn. I think the Nets get it this year.
Wilbon?
Yeah. Miami's the forgotten team in this because Bam has been out. That's why Jimmy's I said out. And I know Jalen was strong early, too, on Miami, but revolving. He's right about that. I'm going to say no. And I'm going to say Milwaukee's going to be there. I know the Nets are the favorite. Maybe not the prohibitive favorite, but the favorite. I'm not willing to let go of Miami. And you know the team I'm rooting for. I don't want to jinx them and say that the Bulls are going to do this. Maybe they're not ready yet. Maybe they're one player away. We have to see what the trade deadline brings. But I got Miami, and I'm still thinking, Malika, that they've got a shot to interrupt that Milwaukee Nets thing.
Interesting.
But, Mr. Wilbon, I love Mary J. Blige, and I don't want drama in my life, which is why I feel like the Bucks are the best chance just because there's less complications with this team. But I think we have to put respect on the Bulls because right now they're #1 in the East, which is kind of surprising to a lot of us. If you think about the health and safety issues that teams are dealing with, all right, the Nets, you're like, okay, will Kyrie be available when it matters most, depending on home court advantage or not? That's why I look at the Bucks. Like, they have the pedigree. They have the tenure being the reigning champs. They feel good about themselves. You know, they've worked through the kinks like they did last year. Right. They found ways to win. And so I look at them as the least problematic, no more drama in my life type of team, which is why I favor them right now. But if we see that the Nets are able to prove through Kyrie that they can make it work, I think that's the ball changer.
Well, the Bucks certainly have the experience. They have the reliability. They also, for the most part, have had health on their side. The Brooklyn Nets have been a little bit up and down with that. So with more on the Nets, I'd like to welcome in our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski. Woj, what is the latest on Joe Harris, who's been out after left ankle surgery?
Malik, I'm told Joe Harris is going to be able to start returning to the court in the next day or two, that he can start ramping up from that left ankle surgery that he had just after Thanksgiving. And listen, this is a player for the Nets who, as a floor spacer, is somebody who certainly can make shots around their big three, is an important piece for them. You know, you saw last year against the Bucks in the playoffs, in that 7-game series, Joe Harris didn't play well. He averaged under 10 points a game, you know, shot 34%, beat himself up pretty good after that. You saw how important Joe Harris was to this Nets team in the postseason. But I'm told he'll start to ramp back up beginning as soon as this weekend, and his return from that left ankle surgery could be within the next couple weeks.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.